Have a word. We are live once again with another episode of the Parent Teacher Podcast. Let's have a word. We are so happy to be here this evening again with you. The last time we spoke, we were out in Marble Hill.
Yes, Marble Hill Suites.
Right next to the embassy with, this beautiful, majestic tree. But tonight we are here again in studio, and we are actually really excited, of course, because we have International Chinese Language Day approaching. And so, firstly, I just want to welcome everybody to the podcast once again. And Xia Laoshi is also with us, of course, as usual.
I know, right? I can't miss it. So, welcome everybody. I'm Xia Laoshi, if you're not already familiar. And it's an honor to be here tonight. Getting ready to give you guys some awesome updates. And we have some exciting things coming up. End of the week, end of the month,
For sure.
into the new month. It's a lot.
Yeah.
The road is the music is on and it's playing, and we're having a blast with that. So, Hello, sure. What should we dive into?
Well, let's talk about, first of all, the International Chinese Language Day, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what's happening. That's what's hot on the platter, right? And we do want to, of course, make sure that everyone is aware of this celebration that is coming up. It's an amazing opportunity for students to have an experience on a field trip, actually, their first official field trip with the Wonton Awards crew. And so we are very happy about that. We are expecting to appear in 2 of the performances at the International Chinese Language Day. And by the way, if you don't know, this is just really an event that's being hosted by the Embassy of China in Antigua. This would be our second time with them, collaborating with the Embassy of China in this program. And so we're really excited. We're happy, of course, for their support. And we are super happy to be able to share this experience with our students who are preparing for the bridge. So we have been preparing 2 beautiful performances. So I'll let Xia Laoshi talk about the story behind the 10 Steps to the Bridge, which is actually the first performance that the students are going to be displaying. Or, well, I shouldn't say the first, but I should say one of the performances that students will be displaying.
So the 10 Steps to the Bridge, it's actually a lead up to the actual competition, the Chinese Bridge competition, which is what the journey has been for not only myself and Huang Laoshi, but all of the students that are involved in our program. So, it's just giving an overview of where they've started and how far they've come. And the story, I don't want to give away too much because I want it to be a surprise, some parents are already like, yeah, you can tell it, but I want it to be a surprise for those who are not part of the parent or student body, so that when it actually comes out, but it's I shouldn't go into too much details, right? Okay.
We want to hear.
So we have the little one, right? And the little one is she's in class. She's on a regular normal day. Most kids just find class boring, and here goes 2 majestic ladies came to introduce their class to wondrous and adventure, given a scope on Chinese culture and adventure. And in the midst of her class, she is she zones out basically and finds herself in this magical should I say imaginary? imaginary experience, like a dream. And it's all about, experiencing the Chinese culture, music, dance, different aspect of it. And, well, she eventually starts to speak Mandarin herself, which is incredible because she's never had that encounter before. And, it goes into drums, dancing, singing, kung fu fighting. It's amazing. I don't want to give her too much information, but it's just one aspect of how far our students have come. Started from the beginning of just having class and then growing in the language itself and expressing themselves in the language. So, I think people are going to be blown away by both the performances.
Yeah, I agree, and I just want to add that performance is really actually so deep because it came from a place of, first of all, the Wonton Awards team discovering our own brand, our own identity, and where we are going. And it's interesting because one of the questions that are asked during the performance is like, along the lines of, where am I going? This is the question. This is what little one at such a small age is trying to is basically thinking, like, where am I going? And the point is, it's not just about China. It's not just about Chinese language and culture, but overall discovery of self, overall mastery, and so throughout the creation of this narrative, it really has been a process of looking at the overall persona of Wonton Words, and how the journey of Wonton Words and the journey of Wonton Words along with the students that we have met and that we have brought along with us, and of course you parents, because you were also on this journey with us. And so it's really it's actually, I would say, like a tribute, and I think a way of saying thank you, I think, because that is like, we are bridging many things here. I think we're bridging cultures, we're bridging understanding, we're bridging perspective, different perspectives, and so but I definitely look forward to seeing that whole performance play out. And we also have, of course, the students who are singing the Ni Hao song, and they've been practicing that song for a very long time. As part of one of their challenges, actually, we couldn't leave that one out.
Of course.
Right? Yeah, the Ni Hao Jam had to be a part of that. So they are, I think, really happy to be doing both of these things. We get to finally see Ni Hao come to life with all of the actions and all of the dance moves, and I really think that they look so adorable doing it, to be honest. They're so cute. Yeah. And especially even with the first, the 10 steps to the bridge as well. I really love to see the different students coming together with their own talents, the violin player, the stilt.
Girl,
I won't say that one.
That's why I didn't want to go.
That was a surprise.
Because I'm like,
I won't say the surprise, but yeah, we have a lot of different aspects, elements to it. Even if you have been to the dress rehearsal, that you have not seen the full picture.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, I hope that you can come out, parents. I don't know if you've been able to get that time off from work, because we do know that it's during the school day, or during the work day as well. And on that note, I want to let you guys know that we have been reaching out to principals. So in case your principal might not have, or in case you were wondering, it might also be useful if you can put in that word, help us to just let them know, or to give them that reminder to, they can check their email, or to ask them if they have received any information from us. Because Janelle Aini, who's the program admin, she's been really putting in that work to make sure that all of the schools, or all of representing schools, all the schools who are being represented in this program, the principals are aware, so that every child can, have that excusal or permission to leave the school during the day. So yeah. We also want to actually just speak about, first of all, I think there's like an elephant in the room, and that is, we did have one thing planned, and we did speak about one thing happening originally as it relates to April 19th, and there was a sudden change, right? And we like to generally be very transparent with parents about what's happening, and because that's what helps to build our relationship. And so we'll try to we'll try to explain as much as possible so that you can be on the same page and you can understand with more clarity what will be happening moving forward, as it relates to the Mandarin tournament that we've been speaking about for weeks, maybe a whole month, right?
Yeah, almost every class, parents knew about this Mandarin tournament, and we've also been preparing for it. We still are preparing for it. It's still on. We're still excited. We're still, the kids are pumped as well. So we're on that road to the tournament, which also leads us to the Chinese bridge competition. So, don't worry about April 19. April 19 got itself, which is performance, right?
Definitely.
So
it does.
The April 19th, we all know that we'll be at the Chinese Embassy, which is the International Chinese Mandarin Day, is it? Language Day.
Yeah.
And so we have two performances at the Chinese Embassy, Ni Hao Jam, I like that, the Ni Hao Jam, and the 10 Steps to the Bridge.
Yeah.
So parents, we got you and you got us, right? So thank you again for the support. Thank you for standing by us. We're standing by you. We're giving you all the information as best as possible, right? So there's no need for, we got this. So on April 19th, we are we going to go into, dropping off or picking up? And
so we do want to send out official correspondence about drop-offs, pickups, and dress code, right? Just understand that at least to meet and to be there, to get there, we're hoping that everybody can wear their school uniform.
Not the PE.
No, the
version,
official school uniform, and let it be their best one, the one with no stains.
I'll try to find one without a stain.
Right. Yeah, let's make it the most crisp one, that one that you save for the school events and stuff. Right? And so we all have that one, don't we?
I can't say the same. So if you're in that boat, I feel you. I get it.
Right. So we want to meet in our school uniforms, and in the case of needing to change, I know that the karate performance, for sure, we have decided that they will be wearing white shirt and jeans pants. All right. So that's one thing that we can say for sure. Long jeans pants, not ripped, and not as appropriately dressed for this performance, and white as in white and not cream or beige or stained.
Yikes!
That was especial.
So yes, polo.
Polo is okay,
Yeah.
as long as it's white. As long as they're wearing white shirt, they can be, so that they can look uniform from the distance. I mean, it's not that much distance, but
it's just those who are doing their separate performances within the drama. They will have their own costume, like whoever's dancing or playing instrument, or actually being
right.
The actors will be having their own, but drummers and the kung fu masters who are counting, you will be in white shirt and blue jeans. Okay.
I look like I'm dressed for the performance, right?
Oh yeah, look at you already getting up. Okay,
Exactly. So, and then as it relates to the Ni Hao song, we will definitely, as I said, send that through correspondence. So I wanna get into a bit about the timing. So it's 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. I hope everybody saw that update because we know that sometimes we post updates in the chat and they're just not necessarily they're not seen. So before we said one time, it's now 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. That's the confirmed time. And I'm sure that you can all recall that at the meeting, the parent-teachers meeting, we were speaking about an itinerary and parents were asking, let's see it now. And we said it's a tentative itinerary and it was very important for us to not share that. Because as you can see, a lot of information that we get is not necessarily always, although it comes across as being confirmed or it's said that it's confirmed at first, there's always something that happens on the back end and that leads to a change, and that's completely out of our control, all right? Because we're not necessarily the planners. All that we can control is our classes and making sure that our classes happen the way that they're supposed to and on time. And then as it relates to anything else outside of that now, we are now just relaying information as we get it. And what we try to do is relay it in a timely manner, first of all. And so because we're trying to relay it in a timely manner, we're literally just doing it based on the confirmed thing at the time that we have relayed it. All right, and so if when changes occur, sometimes we would hope that the change would not be within a certain time range, so that it doesn't cause too much inconvenience for parents and so on. We understand that today we wanna apologize about today. We know that some parents didn't get the memo on the chat, and so we do want to encourage everybody, if you can, as much as possible, to stay tuned in the chat. We do try to give a phone call here and there, or to call as much as possible whenever we have a change or an update that's urgent. But we do have a lot of parents, so remember that it's not just the students who come on the weekend, or it's not just the students who come on during the week. It's everybody, and so we would have to call. That would be maybe 80 parents, right? And so we only have one program administrator, and she works really hard. So, we still big her up for doing what she can do, and we just hope that we can all, try to work together and have some sort of understanding with each other, because things happen that, as I said, we can't control, right? And that includes the change in our Mandarin tournament. So officially, the Mandarin tournament is no longer on the 19th of April. And what we can do, though, is we can maybe share a bit about what the Mandarin tournament is expected to include when it does happen. And I won't say a time of when it will happen, because we don't, again, want to make a change. We don't want to say something and then something else changes, right? Yeah. That's beyond our control. But what we can do is, as I said, we do have things that we can control, and that includes, for example, the content of the tournament, and the material that is within the tournament for your child to prepare with. All right, so we can talk about, for example, the fact that we're going to have a few rounds, right?
Yes, about four rounds.
Yeah,
four rounds. And we're gonna call the names of the rounds.
Yeah, we won't go into the names of the rounds yet.
Yeah.
But we can speak about how the rounds happen as it relates to individually grouped and how they will be judged.
Okay, so I believe first round will probably be a group round, where we would have placed all of the students in groups ahead of the tournament. That would be Saturday and, all of the weekend students and weekday students would have put them all in groups. And so each group would have to, really know what it is that they really know, all of their, what would you call it, the vocabularies, all of their tones, how to spell in pinyin, how well the tones and the pinyin goes together, because if you're going to spell, you got to know which tone goes with what word. And so based off of that, you would have gone on to another round, which would, I think that would also still be group round. The group round would be, well, the first group round would probably be spelling. Second group round is, I'm trying to remember, forgive me guys.
So
Sorry, what was it?
So what I can say
Yes,
is
recognizing and understanding the characters.
Right.
What were you gonna say?
no, I was just about to say what I can say is that, so you said the first round is about spelling, but to be even more precise than that, the first round, so in any language, right, there are how many components? I think 4, right? So there's listening, speaking,
right,
reading,
mhm.
and writing. Right? So we want to cover in that tournament all 4 aspects to show the development and the growth of each child in all 4 aspects, in all four areas, right? So the first one would be listening, right? Because they're listening to something, and then they would be then spelling the thing that they've heard. So then the second round, Xiaolaoshi was saying, would be more identifying, right?
Yeah, like reading.
So that would be reading, right?
So they would have to know all of the characters that we would have gone through from the beginning up until now, and be able to not only recognize what it means, but to know how it is spoken. What does it sound like, with the correct tone. Third round, so that was what, listening, reading,
Right.
Writing now. So this time, I think it's seeing the character, or is it? Okay, it's actually spelling. No, they don't write. They actually write the character
Yes, exactly. So it's the character and the opinion. Forgive us. We have gone through the planning phase of this, but of course it's a lot of information. So that would be just understand that they were going to be practicing to write characters in this round, and so first, second, and third round are all actually group rounds, right?
Yeah, and the final round is individual.
The final round. So the way it works is they do. Let's say we divide them into groups. Let's just say it was 10 groups, right? So throughout the event, each round would be allotted a certain amount of time. So let's say it was 10 minutes per round, right? Within those 10 minutes, we're trying to see how many points each group can muster up throughout that round. And by the end of the third round now, there will be a scorekeeper, or there would have been a scorekeeper throughout the event, who will then tally up the scores by the end of the third round, so that we can see which are the top, for example, 5 or 6 groups. Sorry, it won't be the top 5. It would probably be more like, which are the top 3 groups who made it. Okay, and then the people who were within those top 3 groups will then be individually competing against each other. And so there are a lot of things here at play, which means that, for example, maybe there might have been a stronger person within one group. And there might have been a weaker person within that same group, but that person had that opportunity to make it all the way to the final round because of the fact that, they had that team effort at first. And so everybody, I think, gets like an equal opportunity to, get as far as possible. And so I think that's an interesting situation. We have done this style of tournament before last year, and it was very fun. It was interesting to see, right? And Xiaolaoshi was at the time witnessing the tournament. It was at PMA, and what did you think?
Oh boy, I thought that was awesome. To even just having something like that on that, having a Chinese tournament on that scale was magnificent, and the children all fully enjoy themselves, and I was surprised, like they were on a level that I was not expecting. Speaking and writing and doing all these different things in Mandarin. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Go girl. Well, I mean, we didn't know each other at the time. But, I was like, I need to know this girl.
It's more like go children, right? Because like it's really the efforts of the children. They really do they really do show up. I think what happens is they come home. We've spoken about this before on previous episodes. How your children respond or react whenever you might ask about what they've learned in class, and maybe they act like they don't know anything, all right? And then maybe one day either you hear them just counting from 1 to 100 casually in the shower in Chinese, and you're like, huh? Or you come and, for example, you come to one of our events and you just see them showing off their skills, and you've never ever experienced that before. And so we hope that that's the kind of experience that parents can have when they come to this Mandarin tournament, and so that you can begin to feel a bit more confidence in your child for the Chinese bridge. Some parents have literally come up to me and said, yeah, my child is not going to do the Chinese bridge. And I'm just like, wait, no, not yet. We can't know that yet, because we think that, first of all, everybody needs the opportunity.
Yeah, and again, remember, parents, it's baby step. Learning a language is like baby steps. Think about when your child is learning a language, they first start off with goo gaga, dada, mama. Like it's everything starts off slow, and then before you know it, by the time the child is like 9 months, 1 year, by the time they get to 2 years, that's when the speech really develops, and then they're saying a few sentences and you get all excited, and then before you know it, they'd be like, no, I don't want this, or saying these things, and you get excited. So it will, well, we are already seeing it. I don't know what they do when they come home, but when they come, they are coming in with full force. So don't be discouraged. Stay encouraged, and continue to encourage your children, and let them know that everything takes time.
Right. And on that note, we are gonna take a pause for a cause. We're gonna take a break, and when we come back, we want to hear your feedback. Okay, so we want to know what you thought about the dress rehearsals, if you've been to the dress rehearsals, and what you feel about the overall experience. Don't forget, you can call in, you can message, you can WhatsApp. You can comment. All right. So
don't be shy.
And so we'll see you after the break.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Basically, went to class, and there was one boy, and I said, okay, everybody, we're gonna play a game. And then there was this one Spanish girl, and she's like, I'm not playing no game. Just like that. And I was just like,
Is this second form?
This is, I don't remember if it was first or second, but she only speaks Spanish. I think that she can also understand English. But she tells her translator, I'm not playing no game. And the translator tells me, she's not playing no game. And I'm just like, well, tell her she's playing the game. So like, we're all playing the game. And then she has like this like big cut eye, and I'm just like, wow. So anyway, that happens, and then we start to play the game. So I say, oh, Shisho, Jantilai, and then some of them are actually trying to have fun.
Translation. Remember. We need translation.
Sorry.
Please stand up.
Please stand up.
So teacher says, please stand, right? So I say, oh, stand up. And then the students who actually want to enjoy it can't enjoy it, because they're just some students who just have like such a sulky energy. So I'm trying to hype them up, and I'm like, guys, look, the game is only now starting, okay? It's gonna get more sweet soon, so let's do this. So I say, so say it after me. When I say Jantilai, I want to hear you say Jantilai, and then I hear can't say lie. And some big cut eyes.
You heard the cut eyes.
Yes,
You heard it.
I heard
wow,
it.
In the
that's serious.
It was ridiculous. And then
How did it sound?
and then there was this boy in the back of the class, and everybody else is like looking at me, and he is head down on the table while standing up. And I said,
Oh,
I'm
I
like,
can't fathom that one.
right, how is that even possible? So I'm like, this is what I told him. If you want me to treat you like a little boy, I'll treat you like a little boy because you're not a big man. And he looks at me and he's upset because, he feels, obviously no teenager wants to be told in front of their friends that they're a little boy. So I'm like, yes, I'll treat you like a little boy because you're actually not a big man. But if you want me to treat you like a big man, then please act like a big man because I'm trying here. And I start to pour out my hands. I'm like, guys, I'm trying. Please shoot that with me. I'm thinking after this pep talk that they're all gonna, get back into the mood.
Nope.
So I say, all right, so 老师说做, and then all I hear is 做. Some of them sit down, the boy's head is still on the table, and then there's this one girl in the back of the class, and she has the stinker's face. So she has
It
the
sounds like a
stinker's.
movie.
Yeah, she has a stinker's face, and I'm just like, what happened? And then I said, say 做. And then she says, she doesn't say anything. She looks at me. And I said, 谁做? No, say it. And then she looks at me and she's like, and I was so shocked because I never experienced that. I didn't know what to do. So I said, okay, Kola, I come. And then she comes up to me and I was like, you know me? And then she shakes her head. And I say, I don't know you either. I said, I don't know you either. I said, are you in a bad mood every day? Or are you just in a bad mood today? She said, just today. So I said, okay, so you're gonna say it tomorrow if I come tomorrow? Or you're gonna not say it tomorrow? And she says, so I said, okay, so I didn't do anything to you. You don't know me, I don't know you, so let's just try together, okay? And then she starts to cry and I felt so bad. I was like, it just hugged me, and then I go up to the bigger boy and I give him a big hug, and he feels so icky because he's like being treated like a boy now, and I start to tickle him, and then everybody in the class starts to laugh at him because
He's just like,
and then the Spanish girl who was giving me attitude before is also laughing, and I'm just like, okay, good, a breakthrough. We're all laughing now, so let's try it again. And then they did it, and they played the game, and everybody had fun, and I actually ended up telling the boy, I was like, look, if you lose the game, you have to kneel down and you have to hold up this block right here. It's corporal punishment.
This is serious.
Serious.
This is what, day 2 of class?
This is day 2. This is day 2. And guess what? He won the game. It was a tiebreaker in the end. Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Between him and
won.
another guy.
Oh, I thought it was a Spanish girl.
No, the Spanish
Wow.
girl made it far, and
What?
I was like, yeah, the Spanish girl made it to like the
What
top
about the cry girl?
few. She I think was out, but at least she was still
Right,
she-
still a breakthrough.
She was still
a
trying,
breakthrough.
exactly.
That's great.
and that
That's
was
great.
hard because trust me, it's already hard enough.
Can I ask how many students are in that class?
I would say about 16, 15.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
For teenagers.
Yeah, I mean it could be more, there, but I generally like the class size of 15. I don't know what happened. As I said, I think it's just puberty, and it was just a reminder that, okay, you're not dealing with the primary school children anymore.
Nope.
All right, so this is a whole different game here, and so I have to try to be relatable, but still like with the girls who just love me just because I'm there, and I'm like they feel like I'm close to their age, but also have to develop that sense of respect, mutual respect between each other, so that they understand that they can't just run over me because I look like I'm their age.
You look like you 12. Why are you
Literally,
teaching me?
that's exactly what they're saying. I know
Yeah.
that's what they're saying because a
Like-
lot of people tell me I look 12
Yeah,
all the
you,
time.
you can say, well, you know, I look like I'm 12, you know, but I can be your mama. Well, not really though, but you know, you know.
Really? Okay.
Like,
I definitely can't be their mama, but maybe their older
that's just how I
sibling.
talk. You know, like I'll put you over my name, but yeah, maybe it'll work different with me than it would with you because they might be like, no, so you look like you're 10.
Right.
But yeah. So that was quite interesting, and I'm glad that you got the breakthrough. You know, sometimes those experiences, like you said, teach you how to be understandable or understanding different situations, or even taking you back to where we come from,
Yeah.
and being able to say, oh, okay, well, you know, you didn't went off on the other end and be
Right.
like, oh, you know, like, oh, you're disrespectful, or you know,
Right,
you
right.
were still, you still opened up and poured out to them,
Right.
and I think that's, you know, sometimes it's a test too. They're
Right.
testing you to see, oh, well, I think we can run over this one, right? You know,
Right,
maybe
right.
from the first day,
Yeah.
and then they're like, you know, I don't really want to have this class and try, but I think, in the way in which you approach each individual person and their own little situation, they were able to see that, hey, you know what, this teacher was not just coming in just to teach. She tried to and was victorious in coming down to our level,
Right.
and just, you know, breaking that ice, breaking that barrier that sometimes maybe be out of fear of a new language, or even out of fear of, I don't think I sound so great speaking Mandarin, so you know, is she gonna laugh at me, or is she gonna ridicule me? We don't know what. We're not saying that any of this actually happens, but we don't know what is in the construct of some of young people's mind when
Yeah.
they're approaching something new. And the great thing about what you did was that you really went down to their level. So it doesn't matter how old someone is. It's always, well, in my belief is that the Bible says, with all I get understanding. And the good thing was that you got the understanding and you understood, hey, these are teenagers, I can't come with them like, oh yeah,
Right.
you know, let me just continue until you kept chipping until the girl even broke.
Yeah.
And it could be where, oh wow, she didn't, you know, make me feel anyways, but just out of pure emotion broke. And then you still didn't say, oh, what are you crying for, you know,
Right.
you still went and like gave her that emotional support that she needed.
Mhm.
And then you still went further
Mhm.
with the guy to be like, come on, you know, and really just open up. That's a beautiful story.
Yeah, I appreciate that. You made it sound more beautiful a while ago. But because I know that in my mind I was actually close to doing the other thing. Yeah, in my mind I was like,
Yeah,
and what is going on?
The funny thing is that it made me want to, like, how many students were there? Like, what happened to this one? What happened to? It really felt like a sitcom because of the approach that you took, and I really even with our students, you know, which is awesome. We have to take a lot of those approach a lot of the times because we're not dealing with puberty, but we're dealing with so many different emotions, so many different tired level of different, you know, some kids finish early, some kids finish late, some kids hungry, and you know how they are when they're hungry, and you know how they are when they're tired and hungry, and or, you know, upset because, you know, mommy didn't do this or daddy, or whatever the case is. So sometimes, you know, this is beautiful. I really enjoy that story. Don't ask me to give you a similar one, but
No, but I learned it from you actually. Yeah, seriously, I learned this way of being from watching you and how you deal with children.
Tendama.
Oh. And you know, we are just coming towards the end of this episode of Let's Have a Word. And we just want to express once again our thanks for all of our supporters. we want to express a big thank you to parents who have remained patient with us throughout this journey. And we are looking forward to the International Chinese Language Day. I would say that we can see this as a milestone, right? This is an experience for our students. They're gonna get to, they're learning through this process. These few weeks have been about like stage presence, you know. It was really important for them to understand that when they're on stage, they can't be scratching their butt,
Digging their nose.
or digging their nose, right? And
Turning around, having a whole conversation with each other.
right, having big conversation and all kind of things going on while they're on stage. That was so important, and more important than we might have even thought, right? So I'm so happy that we have had this time long in advance before the competition itself to go over this with them. So there's that aspect of it, and then of course the experience of something different. They're gonna get to finally go to the embassy. I know that there's that excitement because the embassy is a huge place that a lot of people have just never seen the insides of, and
this is going to be an astronomical opportunity to break through them doors, them gates, and I guess
explore Little China. The embassy is really beautiful, so I'm looking forward to everybody getting to see it. They're calling it like a kind of an open house.
Yes,
right.
So they get to see a little bit of the culture, taste a little bit of the food.
Right.
So not only is it a stepping stone to the bridge competition, but a stepping stone to to China, to actually what you will experience and or see some of the places in China itself. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, we are really excited for this field trip, and of course, as I said, we will be sharing some notices so that you can have a more concrete idea of what the plans are for pickups, drop-offs, and dress code, and so you can stay tuned for that. And anything else, feel free to reach out to Aini, Janelle.
Are we for the rest of the week, like tomorrow and Thursday, are we gonna just have all of the students?
You're speaking about classes for the rest of this week.
Yeah.
As it relates to whether we're having regular classes or not, that's another thing that we want to stay in touch about. None of these things are set in stone, just because, as I said, we're dealing with the embassy with the specific preparations and plans for the bridge. Not the bridge alone, but I meant to say the actual Chinese Language Day. And so this week has really just been more so in the flux, and we're just kind of rolling with the punches and going with the flow. And so we appreciate that everybody has been going with that flow with us. So we do want to have another dress rehearsal right before the day. And so we have not confirmed that yet in terms of time, but we know that it's happening. So you can just stay tuned for that.
Exactly. So we're hoping that the next dress rehearsal will actually be at the embassy.
Yes.
So stay tuned. We can't tell you if it's tomorrow or we can't tell you if it's Thursday. But we appreciate your patience so far, and continue to bear with us, because I think everybody will be very satisfied on Friday. So again, thank you
so much. And of course, we do have some more time. So
you know what? This girl likes she likes to play. She likes to play games. All right.
Okay, so we are gonna wrap up. We are gonna conclude. Sorry, I thought that we had more time together, but we're gonna conclude. So, 再见.
See you later. Bye bye. Thank you again.